Hello then. I just thought I'd do another little quick update. I said that yesterday. I said I'm just doing 5 minutes and it ended up being 15. But that was a private video though. Excuse me. Uh, every time I come on, pardon me. So, just a quick update, just to let everybody know a little bit about what's going on. So, latest ideas are, as you've seen, latest ideas are from now on I write the letters to Royal Mint, their solicitors, them, Ian Glenn, whoever, and the letters that I write are quite strong. And those of you that have seen the letter and those of you that have seen the video, please leave a comment on this video. Let other people know what you think of it. And I was a bit worried that the people that are already on Patreon, they didn't come onto Patreon for this purpose. They came onto Patreon to support me for another purpose. Yes, to support me still, but they didn't join Patreon in the knowledge that by joining Patreon they were going to get sent this offensive material. Do you see what I mean? So I was a bit worried about that, but every single person on the Patreon loved it. Every single person. And every single person that's bought the letter loved it. And now, of course, if you go and buy the letter, you also get the link to the first video. So you've got the letter and the first video. So, and you can get that half price if you share it. So feedback on all of that has been really, really good. And this has come about, really, this has sort of evolved. I've got to say thanks, big shout out, thanks Mr. G. Got to say that, mate. You see, it was you bringing me back to attention again. It was your comment bringing me back to attention and letting me know, Ian, mate, yeah, it's all right going, but you've got to drop a dead weight. You've got to get rid of these people, block them, delete them, whatever, because, and I saw that, and that resonated with me. So I handed it over. I mean, one of my recent videos, I said, I'm really grateful. A lot of people have left me alone. Actually, although that I feel that they have, not to take away from the moderating, of course, because I've got a very special moderator. And it's very easy for me to take that special moderator for granted sometimes, and I don't mean to that special moderator. I'm saying I don't mean to take you for granted, but it's very easy to take you for granted. So I look at it and I go, oh yeah, people are leaving me alone. The people that don't like me are leaving me alone. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. My very special mod is making sure that I don't see them, which is great. And you were so right, Mr. G. I mean, what a difference that has made. It has made a huge difference to my well-being, to my mental health, to my physical health, as it were, or physical well-being, or focus, whatever you want to call it. Huge difference. So now that's evolved on a little bit. So with my special moderator taking care of that, my special moderator takes a lot of stress off me. Somebody emailed me yesterday, I answered them. And, well, not they emailed me yesterday, I saw an email in my box that John had put in there. I don't know when it was, but anyway. And they start, all they were doing was bubbling and crying. Oh, I'm really, why are you deleting comments? Why are you deleting all these comments? You don't like the truth getting out. And I think names I want to call these people. As I said to him, as I said before, say what you like. You can call me all the names under the sun. You can call me every F word, B word, C word, Z word, A word, T word, whatever word you want to call me, you can call me, I don't mind. Just do it on your own channel. Do it on your own Facebook. Put your head above the parapet. Stand up and be counted. Stand up and have the courage of your convictions. But you're not, you see, some of them, not you, some of them, odd ones, they got a yellow streak a mile wide. So, anyway, I digress a little bit. So, what's happening? Well, exclusivity is what we now have. Exclusivity. because I was right in the surmisation that I made, I've turned out to be right. People want to know. People want to know what I really think of these people. People want to know what I really want to say. And to those people out there watching this that want to get into that and all that, oh, do I sometimes want to have it with you? Oh, do I? But I can't. Because as I often say, there's children's watching. There's children's watching, and it's not just children's, mind you. You know, there's religious people watching. There's old people watching. My mum, for example, is an old person and she's religious. She don't like swear words. So I try and keep it out of my channel, and I try and keep having a go at people. I try and keep out, although I've not done too brilliant with that, but still I've managed it a bit. And I try not to get angry and all that on my videos because, you know, it don't go down well, does it? 1 minute you're doing a Peter Rabbit and a Gruffalo, which is all, yeah, and the next minute you're going, rrr. People don't like it. You've got to, you know, you have to wake up and smell the roses. And you have to go, and you have to take responsibility sometimes. And you have to go, look, I'm making a right pig's ear of that. I'm making a right cock up of that. That ain't working. This works. This works. Now the public side of the Great British Coin Hunts YouTube is going to stay all nicey. And all you muppets out there that think you've got something to say, I'll deal with you privately. Only you won't be able to see it because you won't be paying me. Although some of you will, because some of you won't be able to stand it. You'll be like that. Oh, what's he saying? What's he saying? Oh. And you won't be able to avoid it. You're going to pay me. I'm no longer going to have little rows and little with you on the public side of it. No. All you do, those people, all you do is you cost me time, you cost me money. I don't make anything out of you. And you cost me a little bit each time, just a little bit up here, the mental health and well-being and all of that. See? But I don't make anything out of you, do I? So you just drag me down and you put more weights into my shoulder bag and all the rest of it. Like Mr. G said, get rid of them. Yeah. Well, now I'll talk about you. Now I see a comment. I mean, I'm in two minds as to say to my special moderator, do you know what? Leave them as much as you can, because if I see one of these comments, you know, show me one of these comments instead of deleting it, show it to me. Or delete it, actually. I'll have to speak to my special moderator and say, delete it by all means, but take a screenshot and send it to me. And then, in one of my private videos, I can say what I think of that person. And if that person wants to know what I'm saying about them, they'll have to pay me. Ha 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 ha! Like that one? How'd you like them apples? So, when you make your smarmy ass comments and you're having your digs and your moans and your groans, I'll react. Because that's what you want me to do. That's why you make those comments. That is why you push those buttons. You want me to react. I'm going to start reacting, but we're going to do it privately. And that way, if you want to know what I say about you or your comment, you're going to have to pay me. Or you're going to have to creep ass over to somebody and say, oh, do us a favour, let me see yours because you paid for it and I'm too tight ass to buy mine. So I love that. I absolutely love that. That's how I'm dealing with that from now on. Boom. Stress gone. And let me tell you, the first video I've just done, oh my God, Mr. G, let me tell you, did a weight come off my shoulders. I cannot explain words. I can't find the words to explain how much came off my shoulders. It was great. Don't no one watch that if you don't want to see any if you are easily offended, because by the cringe of old Harry do I offend. But it was great. Controlled anger. Be angry. Controlled. That way you don't do anything stupid. Nothing wrong with a bit of anger. Just as long as you control it, put it in the right place. Start giving it to the wrong people. Like I did, Dave, if you remember, not too long ago. I went and rah, 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 totally gave it to the wrong person. That ain't never going to happen again. Nope. Those of you that deserve a blast off me, you're gonna get one. Alongside Ian Glenn and the Raw Mint. And the only way you're ever going to know what I'm saying about you is if you pay me. Love it. And that rinses a few quid out of you, which I then take off you and give to somebody else. I know there's some people that still think I'm a bit nuts. You know, I've sold a few this, I've sold a few that, you know. You ain't raising £5 a week, Ian. No, I know. But you see, only an idiot goes from zero to wanting to get £5 a week. Only an idiot goes from zero to wanting £1,000 a week. And I've played my part of being that idiot because I got caught up in the moment. But you are an idiot. Which I was. You are a complete idiot if you think you're going to go from zero to that. You ain't. Now, before your car hits 60, it's got to hit 40. And before it hits 40, it's got to hit 20. It doesn't hit 60. Boom. It might get there in 6 seconds, but it's got to start off at 2 miles an hour first, even for a fraction of a second. And I lost a little bit of that. You see? First and foremost, if you're on zero, your only target, your only focus is 100 quid. That's your target, that's your focus. 100 quid a week. Don't matter how much you owe, don't matter how many thousands I owe. My first target is £100 a week. That is sensible. You can't have a target of £5 a week, it's ridiculous. My target is £100 a week, and then when I hit £100 a week, my target is then £200 a week or £150 a week, and so on. That is how you need to do it. That is how I need to do it. And I'm already in excess now of the first target. That is the income that I've created with A, selling odd bits, B, selling the letters, and C, the Patreon. And so we now go for 200, and then we go for 300, and then we go for 400, and then we go for 500, and then we might go for 1,000. What I do know, and it was the last conversation I had today with the last person of what was the original Patreon members, a lady, and I said I was really worried because you're a lady after all, and I don't want to offend. You know, it's one thing when you say, oh, I'm going to pay for that because I want it, but that lady didn't. She was one of the original ones. And she said, no, mate, I want to see it. So I give it to her. She looked at it, and she gave me some really good feedback. She said, I'm with you all the way. And so far, everybody that has seen the letter or seen a video is saying, I am with you all the way. There are more of them coming. I'm not going to be showing Patreon members videos like this one before everybody else gets to see it and all that palavers. It's a bit too complicated for me. The technology, I'm sure it's all there. I don't really know how to use Patreon. I'm learning, like trying to learn. Can't do that. So what we do is we go for the exclusivity of it, and we go for unlisted videos. Unlisted videos mean you can only see it if you've got a link. So there is a video up there at the moment, pardon me, and it is about 16.5 minutes long. And it's only had not many views. And it hasn't had many views because it's unlisted, because everybody else can't see it. You can only see it if you give me something. So that's where we're going. Now remember, I'm going to have some news. I've got a couple of swaps going on, so I'll have some news on Monday where I am with the swap. Remember, we started off with a 1.5p. I ain't going to let go of that. I love the idea that people are going to laugh at me. So far, I've taken that up to a silver proof. Yeah, silver proof. I did some swaps over the weekend. A couple of people privately. And we're now up to a silver. And so I'll talk to you about that on Monday. And that will be a separate little thing, and who knows, maybe I'll get my house. Who knows? Might take 10 years of swapping, but it's quicker than buying a mortgage. 10 years. Mind you, I'll be 67 then. I'll be ready for one of these homes. Anyway, that's where we are. So thanks very much to the people that are supporting us in that way. I have had 1 or 2 messages that said this is a bit muchy, and considering you owe me so much money, but it's like, yeah, I can't do it, not on this, because you see, it's too little money, you know, £3 to see the letter, or £1.50 if you share it or whatever, but because you get 50% discount if you share it. But you know, how do I go knocking that off the balance I owe you? I mean, that's a bit silly. Do you know what I mean? It's like, just paid a couple of quid. And know that money's going to get used towards paying a bill. I mean, you all know by now, I'm not taking the money and going down a casino. So there we are. So I'm really happy. Anyway, the sites are, so for Patreon, www. in a big www bit at the top of your screen, www.patreon.com/TGBCH. TGBCH. Patreon/TGBCH. $9 a month will get you access to the videos and the letters, because you'll get sent the letters via Patreon. That's a good deal, considering the letters are £3 each. You know, if there's 1 letter a week, that's £12 a month. You might as well do $9 a month, mightn't you? And get the letter in a video. And then when you get the letter, on the letter will be a link for the video that corresponds to that letter. See? Okay. And if you want to buy the document, which is the letter, you go to www.payhip, payhip/Ian, IAN. Payhip/Ian. I joined when they was young, so I got my own username, which was pretty cool. So Ian. Payhip.com/Ian for the document that will also give you the link. And if anybody buys the document and they can't download it, you just get in touch with me, send me a text, 07401 008 004. You send me a text and then I'll send it back to you by WhatsApp. So there's no problem there, because I uploaded it in Pages, because I've got an iPad, so I did it on Pages. So if you haven't got Pages, you might have a problem downloading it, but don't worry. You know, if you do have a problem downloading it, just text me and I'll send it to you. Easy peasy. Okay, so there's 2 ways of creating income. You've got until Monday to buy any raffle tickets. Raffle tickets are up there, and we've sold some of those already, so there will be a draw on Monday. There will be a 50 quid going to somebody. 50 quid to spend on what they want. Okay, last bit of subliminals. Ian Glenn, Royal Mint. It's not just about them now. Now it's about their staff. Because once their staff start to find out what I'm doing, can you imagine? It is going to go round there like wildfire. It's going to go round Ian Glenn's offices like wildfire. It's going to go round the Royal Mint's offices like wildfire. All the employees are going to know. And if they don't know already, they soon will. This is getting about. Now, I can't stop people sharing a link for free, but I'd rather they pay for it. Okay, so there you go. Thanks very much. Stick with us. Stick with me, and I'll take you to the top. That's a promise. I don't let anybody down. No one. Every single person is going to walk away from me happy. Every single person that's agreed to take a parcel is walking away from me happy. And they're picking their own stuff. So there we go. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye for now.